jazz scene in New York began with underground rent parties. Jazz transitioned to higher culture as places such as the Cotton Club opened. Now whites were realizing the financial opportunities that were available through jazz.
Turn on that red hot and burn your blues away. Come on and get under your...
Duke perfected how a black jazz band should cater to white audiences.
I'd like to have the pleasure of introducing the greatest living master of jungle music, the rip-roaring harmony hound, none other than Duke Ellington. Take your bow, Dukey.
Whites now began to be immersed in all aspects of jazz, from club ownership, becoming agents of black musicians like James Mills and Duke Ellington, as well as becoming musicians themselves, such as Benny Goodman. Jazz rose to even higher culture when musicians began to play at the legendary Carnegie Hall.
For the first time in his career.
Swing music began to be embraced by the public around 1935, but prior to that it had limited acceptance, mostly among black audiences. Jazz, swing, and ragtime music was believed to be for the poor and rebellious, while classical music was more sophisticated and for the upper-class whites. This is why it came as such a shock when Benny Goodman's publicist, Win Nathanson, presented the idea of Goodman's band to perform in concert at Carnegie Hall.
On May 11th, 1937, Benny Goodman ventured uptown to challenge Webb in what was billed as the music battle of the century.
The night that Benny Goodman came to play against Chick Webb, this was an electrical night. This was,
Yes.
I mean, the
Harlem was
air
That's right.
of being around the Savoy Ballroom. Here's Benny Goodman, the king of swing, and here's
Chick
Webb,
the king of swing.
the king of swing. You know, as far as we're concerned, you know,
Yeah.
this Chick Webb going up against Benny Goodman.
With jazz now mainstreamed in New York and with the newly popular leftist political movement, this now opened a door for white critique on black musicians. In response, racial tension and consciousness was prevalent in black jazz artists' music.
Southern trees bear strange fruit, blood on the leaves and blood at the root, black bodies swinging in the southern breeze, strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees.
This era of jazz ended with the beginning of World War II, when big bands lost their musicians who left to fight in the war, and so bebop emerged. In conclusion, throughout jazz's history in New York, racial interactions pushed the emergence and molded the style of jazz that was created. In the city, in the venues, and with the people, race affected it all.